Howdy folks, Jamboree here. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is now out in cinemas, so I thought I'd revisit the 2002 movie to see how well it holds up. The Hive is an illegal underground science facility run by the Umbrella Corp. One day, a container of the T-virus experiment is smashed, releasing a contagious biohazard across the building, which causes the AI software the Red Queen to go into defense mode. Meanwhile, a woman called Alice is spiked with nerve gas in the shower, which gives her temporary memory loss. Suddenly, a cop called Matt and a team of commandos appear. The commandos explain that Alice was assigned to guard this mansion with a fake husband called Spence, who's being spiked with the same gas. Everyone has to enter the Hive and find the antidote to this T-virus. I've not actually played any of the Resident Evil games, so I'm the last person qualified to review this movie as an adaptation, but I will say this: Resident Evil is one of the better video game movies I've seen. I mean, this could have been just another zombie movie with a video game title slapped on, but it's a film that kind of spices up the zombie genre formula in its own way. Sure, we have the usual template of a group of survivors trying to keep alive as they're attacked by hordes of the undead, and all the beats that come with this setup. However, the setting of an AI-operated underground facility is what makes things a little different. Not only are our heroes up against zombies, but they're also dealing with a computer system that puts data before compassion. The Red Queen is made even creepier by how her design and programming is based on a child. Hearing a little girl's voice talking in this cold, calculated tone is downright unsettling, because we don't associate those kinds of personality traits with an innocent kid.
You require the 4-digit access code. I can give you the code, but first you must do something for me.
What do you want?
One of your group is infected. I require her life for the code.
You can't reason with the Red Queen or try to reach its heart. Its only concern is following protocol and protecting the Umbrella Corporation's secrets from the public. As soon as our heroes step into the Hive, they are instantly vulnerable, because they're at the will of this apathetic AI software who doesn't care if you're scared or nervous. You are considered disposable if you get in the way of its procedures. Although I wouldn't say that the film was completely free of modern horror cliches. I counted 4 or 5 jump scares that I saw coming a mile away. Each cattle prodding of the audience gets more and more annoying at every try. The thing is, the film didn't need to resort to such cheap tactics, because the Hive is already full of danger. Even when the Red Queen is disabled, the team have to be wary of zombies around the corner, mutant dogs on the loose, as well as an experiment gone wrong called the Licker roaming the halls. And you know what? That's enough to keep audiences afraid. This is quite a gory film at times too. Sure, I've seen much gorier, but some of the death scenes are quite intense and shocking for video game movie standards. Yeah, I can tell that the violence has been cut down for a lower MPAA rating, but sometimes what we don't see can be left to our imagination, which could be even worse than gory special effects. I can't really say anything special about the zombies themselves. They're your typical Walking Dead, but I think the film does a great job at showing how hungry for human flesh they are. They all look incredibly desperate to eat our heroes. They're literally starving for them. And this does make any scenes where the team is trapped very intense, because we know that these zombies are craving their blood like mad.
You like that, don't you, huh? Huh? You like the way it tastes, don't you? Like the taste of that?
I also appreciate that these zombies are given somewhat of a humanity, well, compared to most Hollywood bio-horror movies. In the film's beginning, we get to spend time with the Hive workers before they're mutated. And while these characters are not exactly fleshed out much, there's something relatable about their everyday working lives. It's what makes us somewhat sympathize with these undead, because they're very much victims of Umbrella's disregard to human lives. What also sharpens the needle of tension in the film is how 2 of our characters have memory loss. Now, I can't exactly say how authentically accurate the film portrays this condition, but it's one thing that keeps our intrigue. Alice and Spence are completely unaware of who they are, however, they get flashes of their past now and again. Each memory raises more questions, while keeping us on our toes about whether they're good or bad people. It's a great way to make the zombie survival story have more texture.
How was your sister's contact?
You betrayed her.
I don't know.
You caused
I
all
can't
of this.
remember.
The truth.
Don't remember the truth.
Unlike other video game movies I've seen, Resident Evil does actually have something to say. It's not a mindless action flick, because it does kind of explore the cruelty of capitalism. Umbrella is this menacing, ominous corporation that puts aside ethics for revenue, so much so that they see their workers as throwaway carcasses if things go wrong. They've even gone as far as putting a literal machine in charge of their employees' safety and well-being, because they prioritize efficiency over human sympathy. By the film's end, only Alice and one other team member have survived, but Umbrella doesn't care about helping either of them. They just see these two as more guinea pigs for their illegal experiments. It's quite messed up when you think about it, but corporations aren't exactly known for their compassion towards their employees. So there's some truth to the horror. You know what? That's the scariest part of this movie to me. So what about the puppetry? Well, this is mainly relevant to the liquor monster. The liquor is mainly portrayed through CGI effects that are very early 2000s and have not held up well today. However, some shots of the liquor were achieved through a large, grotesque puppet. This animatronic is rarely actually used, but I found it to be way more believable than the computer animation, because this puppet actually has a tangible on-set presence. And I wish that the more puppet shots were used.
The movements of it are based around real animals. The jaw drops and splits like an anaconda, and to accommodate the tongue. It's a lot of it is all based on real stuff. You know, the way the skin's been sculpted is based on anatomical real skin. It's because it's a mixture of real creatures that's been put together genetically.
To conclude, Resident Evil is a lot of fun. An anti-capitalist action horror starring a badass empowered woman who regains her agency to become the hero of the day. I'm sure video game fans have more to say, but I was personally happy with what we were given as a casual movie watcher. So what do you think of this movie? Let everyone know in the comment section below. Cheerio, folks.
You really are Santa Claus.
Pretty cool, huh?
Share the merriment and the magic.
Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing.
Tim Allen,
Santa?
the Santa Claus.